and today we will talk about first semester assignments for the subject information system for managers, and this is explicitly for April 2022 2023 cycle. So guys who have recently enrolled for this program in the January or December, no need to worry, these assignments are not for you. For you, we are having a separate June cycle, June 2023. So whenever your assignments will be live, I will just share the similar kind of videos for your cycle. This cycle is for those students who have either not submitted their assignments in the December 2022 cycle, or might get copy case, or might get zero or maybe less marks in their subject. So if you have not submitted any assignment, then you need to submit all the six assignments. But in most of the cases, like, students have missed out one or two assignments, or they get copy case due to plagiarism and some other issues. So they will get only those two or three assignments. You can easily find it into your assignment section on your NMIMS portal. One important thing which most of the students are asking again and again: suppose if you are getting a low marks, less than 50 marks, like suppose you are getting 30 marks in the exams, and maybe 15 marks or 16 marks in your assignments, then it will be total of 46 marks. Then do you need to submit the assignments again? So no, it's not required. Basically, overall it should be more than 15, more than 50. So your assignment exam of the assignment marks will be carried forward in the coming cycle. But yes, if you want to give the assignments, like you think that there might be a possibility that you can score more marks, then you can definitely just upload the assignments, and the logic is the best of two will be considered as your marks. So that's one thing. Another thing, I think you most of you students are aware of the two very important things. One is the copy case, and the second is plagiarism. So first of all, don't share your assignments with anyone. If you share your assignments with any other guy, and if you both are uploading the same assignments, you both will get copy case. It's not like the case the person who is uploading the first will not get copy case. The second thing is the plagiarism. So you can find a hell lot of stuff over the internet, or maybe from your NMIMS books, or maybe from other sources. Make sure you are writing the content in your own language. Do not copy paste directly from the internet, otherwise again you will get a zero marks. If I talk about the assignments, so I think you mostly those who have submitted the assignment, they are aware of this pattern. So assignment, the total marks will carry of the 30 marks, in which we are having the three questions: first, second, third A and third B. The first and second question are of 10 marks, third A and third B are of 5 marks. Another thing which mostly students are asking that, sir, in the case number third, do we need to write some introductory part for the third question? No, there is no significance of third question. Only we are having 3A and 3B. Being third question, third A and third B are interlinked to each other. That's why they just created a common question which is third, and they just subdivided it into 3 and 3B. So whenever you are writing your answers, you just write answer A, answer 2, answer 3A, and answer 3B, right? Now coming back to our questions, and let's see which page numbers to be referred, what content to be written in each of the question. So let's quickly jump to the questions. So the first question is: since its the founding in 1994, Amazon has collected a reams of information on which millions of people buy, where those purchases are delivered, and which credit cards are being used. Right? What are the three different types of analytics that Amazon uses for this data, and how does it help them? So the concept is, we need to give the different types of data analytics which can be done, and based on the data which they had collected, and it's clearly mentioned that they had collected huge volume of data, right? So they are having the purchase history, they are having their and customers, they are having their shopping details, they are having their cards, and numerous other information. So based on that, we just need to identify that how these kind of analytics will be helpful for Amazon. So Amazon, just consider it as a e-commerce shopping site. It's, you can just imagine any of the website, Flipkart or Snapdeal, or any kind of services platform, and after that you just need to identify the different kind of analytics. So which page numbers to refer is the page number 277, 9.5.1. So let's quickly jump to our book, and sorry, what was the page number? It's 277. Okay, I think it will be at page number. So it's the data mining uses. So one important thing keep in your mind, we are talking about the use databases. So you can talk about the data marts, you can talk about the data warehouses, or other any other mode which is used for storing the data. So data mining, you just need to explain what is the data mining techniques, or what are the different kind of data analysis or analytics. In books you have mentioned the four kinds of data, like the click stream data, it's pure purchase data, online search data, text data. So these are the different type of data and on which you can do the certain kind of analytics, right? So this you can just give a brief about this, and definitely you can google and just get more understanding that how the actual e-commerce websites work, and how they just derive the data from different contents, and how they do different kind of analytics, right? So first question, I think it's pretty much clear. Moving to our second question, it's ArcelorMittal is the second largest steel producer in the world with an annual crude steel production of 78.5 million metric tons as of 2018. Lakshmi Mittal is the chairman of CEO of the Arkla Mittal. In this role, what is the focus of the CEO role, which includes the various kind of objectives, decisions, certain type of information which is being needed, time frames, etc. What are the primary and secondary data types which are being used? Maybe it's the descriptive one, kinds of data, type of processing, and what provides the data to these IS. One thing which I think I just skipped out mentioning, that each question carries of 1,000 words. This question is a little bit lengthy, so make sure you should not exceed 1,100 words. Just try to be a little bit concise, because here a number of things being asked. You can just write about objective, decisions, information needed, primary, descriptive data types, processing types. You can get huge volume of data from the book as well as from the internet. Let's see which page numbers to be referred. Quickly go to the page number 43. If we go to the page number 43, so it's the firstly we talk about the decision making. So there are three types of decisions: the tactical decisions, then operational decisions, and finally the strategic decisions. So just give a brief about the strategic decisions. Being we are talking about the CEO level, so you need to focus more about the strategic decisions, because these are being taken by the senior stakeholders, or mostly by the CEOs and COOs in the in any firm, right? So just try to relate these kind of decisions with our case study. Then next thing which you need to refer is page number 270, the database concepts, and 275 warehouses. So going to the page number 270, I think it's on page number 270. Yes. So it's basic about it gives a brief about what are the various types of database concepts. What is the fields, records, its tuples, fields. You can say the different columns, different parameters. Records are the number of values. Files containing n number of fields and records. So just give a brief about all this stuff. Post that you can specify about architecture of any database, how the architecture looks like. We are having the certain client applications, we are having the data marts or data servers, and having the data files where the actual data is stored, and how CEO uses these kind of data files or data servers based on definitely based on the certain client application. So just give a brief and relate it with the certain kind of CEO applications, maybe certain reports in the form of Tableau, or maybe Power BI, or maybe they can use any other formats to just get the transactional information. Definitely the CEO is not interested in day to day or one by one transaction. They are just looking for a consolidated study of the complete overall sales or purchases made by the firm. So just try to relate this stuff with the question. And the last thing which is on page number 275, so going to the next part, 275, it's about the data warehouses. Being the data is volume is very large, and it is being used by the number of stakeholders, not CEOs, but yes, certain stakeholders, and definitely the CEO. So we need to talk about different data warehouses: primary data, secondary data. Primary data is just which is directly being used, secondary data which is being derived from the primary data and which is being less used. So you just need to explain all these stuff. And Mostly in most of the scenarios, maybe you can just follow two approaches. One is give a generic study or generic intro about that stuff, and firstly cover all the generic part, and after that relate it with your case study. That is one approach. Or maybe you can just go with the second approach, like pick one particular topic, like if I talk about primary is, or maybe I'm talking about decisions. So firstly give 2 or 3 lines of the generic part, and post that just incorporate it with respect to the our case study, which is related to the metal steels, right? So this is the two ways. I definitely will prefer the second approach. Why? Because in this case, the number of words are being increasing, so you can just define each and every stuff, and these stuffs are not directly related to each other. So it's better to give a brief part about this, close it, go to next part, go to next part, and so on. So this is the way how you just mention about the second question. Now coming to our third question. The third question is, Vijay Anand has just been hired as a CIO of the Wilshire Finance. During the interview, the CEO has tasked the Vijay with the responsibility of revamping the firm's infrastructure. Now the Vijay has come up on board and he's keen to get started the IT infra initiative and targeted BYOD as his first initiative. Right. So what is BOD? What is three levels of BOD? BYOD. So firstly, you need to understand that what is BYOD. So it's bring your own device. So in this case, I think most of you are the working professionals, so you are aware that how the company works. So in most of the scenarios, the company are having their infra part, they are having their systems, laptops, whatever, and they just provide the access for you. But nowadays the trend is being changing. The new startups, definitely a new computer will cost around 60, 70, or maybe 1 lakh. So in that case, what the companies would preferring, they are just telling their employees to bring your own device, means bring your own computers or bring your own laptops, right? And you can use it, maybe they can just apply certain kind of proxies or certain kind of parameters which can mitigate the risk, and maybe some VPN settings, and you can access their network, right? So it's important to understand the BYOD concept. So in book it's mentioned on the page number 116 and 147. So going to the page number 116. So there's a one caselet of one of the company which is being started, and it will give you a understanding about what is BIOD. And the second stuff is given on page number 147. Again, they just mention bring your own device. What is this all about, which I have just recently explained. Now comes the another thing, which the different types of, or you can say the levels of BYOD. So if you just Google out, you won't find much information. This is a little bit tricky. If you just go to the book again, it's not being mentioned. But I just want to give a brief about the different types of levels. So basically, we are having the three levels of BYOD. The very first one is bringing BOD, means just the initiating or starting with the BYOD, which means disclosure is the king. The second is working with BOD, where you just review, revise, and remind. And the third one is checking out BOD. It's simply you are just continuing with the BOD process, right? So there are three levels. Maybe you can just Google out. You will get a little bit information, like bringing BOD, BYOD, working with BYOD, and checking out with BYOD. The first one is disclosure is king. The second contains the three parts: review, revise, and remind, right? So review is simply the policy where you are verifying it accurately with the use of the personal devices. You are reviewing that stuff. Revising is just reflecting it in your company policies, and reminding the employees to just adhere those BYOD policies, right? So these are the three levels. Again, reiterating: beginning BYOD, working with BYOD, and checking out of BYOD. Right. So these are the three levels. Right. Moving on to the second part is again the pros and cons of BYOD, your recommendation. So definitely, everything is having a plus and minus. In this case, the plus point is it's pretty much flexible. Being you are comfortable working in the mostly what happens that you are much comfortable with your own devices. So if you are using it at home and using in office, you will feel a little bit comfortable working with that. And second thing is definitely you can do multitasking at the same moment of time. That's definitely the plus point. If we talk about the negative points, again, different hardwares have different infra, and it's very tough for the companies to manage. And definitely it's tedious job, because like it's not like everyone is using maybe Windows 10 OS. Somebody may be using Windows 7, somebody is using with XP, somebody is using Linux, Ubuntu, or someone is using the Mac. So every platform is different. So updating it on regular basis and applying security is really tough for them. Second thing is, again, the most important stuff is the security challenges. Being your system, maybe you are having multiple viruses or a number of issues with your personal system. So definitely there's always chances of having security issues with the company, and there's a possibility if you connect with the actual server, it may harm or it will impact the servers, right? If we talk about the recommendation, it's pretty much neutral. You can give on the plus side, you can give on the minus side. I would suggest that use both the pointers. That definitely it's a best approach. One important thing is it's saving money for the companies. That's a very good point. But it should be wisely used, and using proper tools and techniques so that its security challenges can be mitigated and can be avoided, right? So in this way you can just mention the third B question. And I think we have covered all the three questions. And if you have any doubts or any challenges, you can just feel free to connect to me at ngasc.mba@gmail.com. And if you like this video, do subscribe and stay connected for coming next videos. Thank you so much.